Hi there, I'm Budda and you're watching Dr. Guitar, a show for all you guitarists out there. In today's episode, I'm comparing my Blues Junior, which is heavily modified, has a new ET65 speaker from Warehouse Speakers, and a new cabinet, so it's heavily modified, and I'm comparing it to the Vox AC15. I just want to know how different do they sound? Do they sound close enough? Because the Blues Junior has EL84 tubes in the power section, the same as the Vox AC15, but I think they are voiced really differently, and the speaker is different too, of course. First of all, let me thank my dear patrons for supporting this show. If you want to become a patron, please just go to my Patreon page and follow the steps. It's super easy. You can also support the channel by contributing to the tip jar. I'm very thankful for that. Just go to the PayPal link. And if you want to have some guitar lessons with me, just send me an email or a direct message via Instagram or Facebook and we'll deal with it from there. Please don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel, click the bell notification and leave the thumbs up if you like the episode. I hope you like it. It's not like a scientific comparison, it's just like a comparison of this sounds like this sounds like that. I'm not even showing you the knobs. I just want you to know the sound of each amp and probably help you decide if you are looking for a 15-watt tube amp. Try to help you decide which one to buy. I searched it a lot and I found nothing about the AC15 and the Blues Junior that really helped me. Here I am trying to help you and also clarifying it for me because I'm very curious to see how they compare. So I have a Lele foot switch and AB box which I can switch from one to the other amp with my foot. I will let you know which amp it's on, and I'm not trying to match the amps. I'm just trying to figure out the character of each amp and to know the differences between them and try to figure out which one do I prefer. So I'm on the Vox AC15 now. Blues Junior. AC15. Blues Junior. So the first thing I really notice is that the reverb is super different, super different. The Blues Junior has a brighter reverb and a shorter reverb. And the AC15 has a big dark reverb. Listen. AC15. Way more mid-rangey and low mid-range and way less sparkly. Different feelings. So I guess we can say they are basically completely different. The mid-range is different, the reverb is different. One thing to take in consideration is that the AC15 has tremolo, and a really great one. And the Blues Junior doesn't have tremolo. They both have master volumes, they both have gain or volume, so you can really drive them up and make them be quiet. The AC15 works really great on the normal channel. The master volume works really great. On the top boost channel, I don't really like it. It gets too fizzy. But on the normal channel, the master volume really only lowers the volume and keeps all the filling untouched. So let's listen to the tremolo on the AC15. Really beautiful. The same lick with the Blues Junior. The Blues Junior is a little more Fender-y sounding, of course. It's scoopier, it has less mid-range. It's different. It's really different. I usually compare Vox AC30s or 15s to the Marshall. It always reminds me kind of a Marshall tone, but a little more distorted and a little more. The mid range is a little downer, but it always reminds me of a Marshall breaking up. I don't know why. It's probably the British tone. Let me go through the top boost channel on the AC15 because it's a little scoopier, so it might be closer to the Blues Junior. Blues Junior. Yeah, they are just completely different. The top boost channel has a kind of a brightness, a shine into it that's classic from Vox. The Blues Junior sounds like a Fender amp, fat and round and a little scoop. A great idea would be to play them both at the same time. Why not? Let me just do it. Man, I think the normal channel on the AC15 will be even more complementary to the Blues Junior. And a great thing would be to turn on the tremolo on the AC15 and get one side with tremolo, the other not with clean, no tremolo, so it's really stereo. Man, if you're listening this in headphones, it's super stereo, great vibe playing two amps. I always love to play two amps. That's why I always play my two Supros live, because it always has a magic, because two is always better than one, not just because it's more, but because you have a lot more harmonics and you have kind of a different movement from the amps, because the compression is different, the reaction is different, the transient is different, so it all sounds really different, and it complements. Even when you're not playing stereo effects, you kind of hear two different movements from the amps, and the pedals work differently with the amps, so it's a great thing. I think I'm very clarified. This is not supposed to be a review for how does the Blues Junior sound and how does the AC15 sounds, because I've done those reviews previously. So if you wanna know how the AC15 sounds or how the Blues Junior sounds, please go and watch those videos. I was just wanting to compare it because I was very curious to compare both amps and to see how they relate to each other, if they are a good complement to each other, and if the AC15 would be a really good acquisition for my amp collection. I have a few amps, well, more than a few, but I'm always looking for that magic thing. And I really love AC30, my AC30, my old AC30, but it is so loud, so loud. So in order for me to put it in this compression stage where the AC15 is now, it will be deafening, and it's hard to record here because it's too loud, so I can't almost never take advantage of the AC30. One thing I'm a little sorry that the AC15 doesn't do is that you cannot combine both channels. You cannot combine the top boost with the normal channel, which is a great thing to do in the normal AC30, because you have two tones mixed in together, kind of having two amps mixed in together. At the moment I have the master volume all the way up, and I'm having the volume on the AC15 is like at 11 p.m. and the volume on the Blues Junior is at 4, number 4 on the knob setting. Let me just crank the input and tame the master. Well, I'll crank the input with the master all the way up on both amps, and now on the Blues Junior I also have engaged the mid boost. Let's hear it. Blues Junior. AC15. Blues Junior without the mid boost. AC15. Now both together. It's glorious. It sounds killer. Let's turn down the master volumes on each amp make them real quiet and see how they react. AC15. Blues Junior. I think the Blues Junior sounds better to me with the master volume turned down. It loses less character. The AC15 sounds shrill and thin. I didn't adjust the EQ. I could adjust the EQ. I could have cut a little more of the highs, but keeping the same settings, the Blues Junior hold it better. So I'm guessing for home use, the Blues Junior might be more useful. But I think actually this is more about what do you prefer in an amp. If you prefer the Fender scooped tone, or if you prefer the Vox mid-rangey pushed with a mid-bump tone. It's really a matter of taste, not a matter of what's right or what's wrong, what's the better amp. And that's basically my intention here doing this video, is trying to give you the tools to judge for yourself and to choose and pick and choose the amp that you like for yourself. Although it's me that's playing, so it's a little different, but I tried to play it as transparent as possible. Try to take Budda out of the equation. Well, my friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching the show. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you have learned something today. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave it a thumbs up if you like it. Click the bell notifications to get notified whenever there's a new video. Every week there's a new video. If you want to support the channel, you can also become a patron. Just go to my Patreon page and follow the steps. It's super easy. You can also support the channel by contributing to the tip jar via PayPal. And if you want to have some guitar lessons with me via Skype, just send me an email or a direct message via Facebook or Instagram, and we'll deal with it from there. Thank you so much. We'll see each other next week. Bye-bye.